So now the question becomes, okay, are you screwed? Absolutely not, right? So the cool thing is that if we look at nihilism, Viktor Frankl is kind of at the top of the list, where he also did a lot of psychotherapy, developed his own thing called logotherapy, which basically, if you have lost the illusion of the joy of life, how do you go about finding meaning and purpose? Because if you can find meaning and purpose, the advantage of that is your avoidance behaviors, your escapism, your chasing power for its own sake, money for its own sake, sexual gratification, pornography, being an alpha male, whatever, for its own sake, and sort of having this kind of empty life. So many of the alpha males that I run into, they actually lack meaning in their life. They're not like, their purpose is to be an alpha. They're like, I'm devoting all my efforts to being an alpha. Whereas I look at all these quote unquote beta males, slightly overweight dudes like at the playground who are like living their life with their wife and their kids, and they're just like living a normal life, and they're kind of having fun, and they're sort of like, life is good and life is enjoyable, and they're just living it. So how do we get there? So there are a couple of fundamental things that we need to change that will hopefully give us the requisite building blocks to find meaning in life. And now this is, I got to explain this for a second because it's kind of confusing. A lot of people will try to find meaning, but you can't find meaning. That's why it's so damn hard. What you have to do, so if we're saying that a certain kind of neuroscience activity predisposes you to nihilism, it should follow that if we reverse that neuroscience activity, meaning will more easily be found. And that is what I have seen as a psychiatrist. It is not about waking up one day and asking yourself, what is the purpose of my life? It is changing the way that you interact with life so that your brain turns on in some ways, and then you'll I know this sounds insane, you will wake up one day and you'll be like, oh, I have meaning. Like literally that is the most common thing. You don't find the meaning, you give your brain the right building blocks so that it pieces together the meaning for you.